Hello. I apologize for being absent in the past few months. I know I haven't done a video in a while, and it's just circumstances have not allowed me to have access to firearms like I used to. And I haven't had, or when I am, I just haven't had the time, or the weather hasn't agreed with me, and it happens. And I'm hoping that changes in the near future. But anyway, I thought I'd do this video regarding what is a Fudd. Well, what do most people think of when they think of when you see people commenting on the internet, or sometimes some very reputable YouTube channels, a lot more reputable than mine? Well, they'll say things like a Fudd is an enemy to the Second Amendment, and to describe that kind of person, they'll say, "Oh, the guy that carries a revolver, a .38 Smith & Wesson revolver, or a double-barrel shotgun, he's a Fudd." Well, who does that describe to me? My father. My father uses a double-barrel shotgun and Smith & Wesson revolver, and he believes in them, and he will sit there and make the case that I think you'd be better served with a .38 Smith & Wesson revolver than you would a high-capacity polymer, whatever, Glock, or name the company. And I think you'd be better served with a double-barrel shotgun than an AR-15. He certainly thinks so. Now, a lot of people think that's a Fudd. Well, no, it's not. What is a Fudd then? I mean, well, there's a difference between saying I think you'd be better served with a revolver or a double-barrel shotgun or a pump-action shotgun or a 1911 than you would, something else, some polymer AR-15, name the brand, name the product, and there's a difference between saying that and making your case and having that discussion, then going over here and saying, well, you shouldn't be able to have an AR-15, or you shouldn't be able to have a high-capacity handgun that holds 15 magazines. You shouldn't be able to have those things. Hell, yes, we're coming for those things, as the little wimpy Irishman that pretends to be Mexican said. There's a difference between saying that one is having a discussion, an honest discussion, and telling your views. The other is saying, let's pass a law and make everybody do it. That's the difference. This is a Fudd. And the definition goes back to the 70s, to my understanding, to people in the NRA that just wanted it to be about hunting. And they only cared about, their hunting rifle or whatever. And that's supposedly where it came from. And maybe it is, but that's where it kind of gets lost. And you hear political people today say things like, we're not coming for your hunting rifle, or we're not coming for your shotgun. So you're okay. Like, well, the Second Amendment has zero to do with you going deer hunting. It has zero to do with you owning a shotgun. It has to do with being a check on absolute power. Notice in the last video I said you need an AR-15 because they say you don't. Well, that's exactly what it's about. It's about you having the right to defend yourself and your family. You're not dependent on anyone else. We have the police, we have the United States Army, the United States Marines, so on and so forth, to fight off foreign invasion and pursue criminals and all that sort of thing. But ultimately, your defense rests with you. And just like you have your state governments and the 10th Amendment that protects us from the absolute power of the federal government, we also have the Second Amendment that protects us from the absolute power of the federal or state government. That's what the founding fathers had in mind. That's what the founding generation had in mind when we had a culture of gun owners and individuals that had weapons and could defend themselves and their homes, and that's part of our culture, and it's a good thing. So, and you know what? My father would be on here saying even more about it. The guy that owns the double-barrel shotgun and revolver and would advocate for that would stress, if you want an AR, well, you want to get an AR-15, that's up to you. If you think that's what you're better served with, you have every right to do so. I mean, if you're really so dangerous a person that you should not own a gun, as they say, then you should not be around people, period. You are a dangerous person. Dangerous people are dangerous. So anyway, the reason I bring that up here is because all the guns pretty much you see on this channel are what many would consider Fudd guns, because they're revolvers or 1911s or lever action rifles, cowboy guns, whatever. And those guns the classic guns are as valid today as they were when they were made, and they can be made just as useful as any polymer gun that you have out there, including this. I mean, heck, they may be calling this a Fudd gun in later years because it's not a striker fire or whatever. And I could sit here, or somebody down the road could sit here and say, I think you'd be better served with a Beretta than you would a Glock or a Sig Sauer, whatever the M17 or whatever they call it. And yeah, you can see I'm not too into those. But make your case. But there's a difference between saying that and saying you shouldn't be able to have that. So anyway, I hope to be able to do another video in the next couple of weeks and revisit the issue of Smith & Wesson black powder in the 45 long Colt version, maybe something else. So I appreciate your watching. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you next time.